Good morning, everyone. This is Paramjit from the School of Education, University Utara, Malaysia. My presentation for today is Communication Strategies and Meaning Making in English as a Lingua Franca Interactions. The purpose of this study is to explore the different types of communication strategies related to phonological variations employed in ELF interactions to ensure successful communication. Okay, so what is ELF and communication strategies? ELF interactions involve members, usually not from different cultures, for whom English is not a mother tongue or a first language. English is now used as a lingua franca among speakers who do not share a first language. Jenkins in 2006 defined ELF as a world language whose speakers communicate mainly with other non-native speakers, often from different L1s from their own. So, what are the differences between communication strategies in ELF and second language acquisition, right? So, in second language acquisition, communication strategies are seen as planned attempts by learners to express meaning when these learners have problems in the L2. Strategies that compensate for the lack of L2 knowledge and are usually identified as being related to Lexis. Versus in ELF, communication strategies are seen as being used by speakers to ensure successful communication and to preserve the face of participants. Strategies are used to ensure successful interaction instead of compensating for deficit in language. So these are quite different takes on communication strategies between SLA and ELF. Okay, so communication strategies are used by speakers to ensure successful communication and preserve the face of participants. So this is how communication strategies are seen or defined within the ELF framework. So the methodology for this very brief study, there were 12 participants. These are learners of English who were enrolled in a public university in Malaysia. There were 4 Malay who had Malay as an L1, 4 Malaysian Chinese, Mandarin as L1, and 4 students from China, Mandarin as L1. So the method, we used 2 information gap tasks. There were information gap task, the map task and the jigsaw to elicit interactional data that was then transcribed. First, participants interacted with the same L1 dyad. So for instance, the Malay and Malay L1 speakers interacted. Next, these participants would interact with a different L1 dyad. So for instance, Malay would interact with the Mandarin L1 China dyad. So this is a sample of the map task. So one student would get the map with the route and the other student would get a map without the route. So student 1 would need to explain without showing the map to student 2 how to get from the starting point to the ending point. Okay, just by giving instructions or describing the places of interest on the map. So the findings, this is the first extract. So you have P9CH, which is who is Malaysian Chinese, who has Mandarin is L1, and also Malaysian Malay speaker as Malay as L1, right? And you can see their interaction here. So those instances where there is a phonetic transcription, those were actually some miscommunications that occurred. Okay, and this is the next extract, the same participants from the same interaction. Okay, so you can see again, this is they use some strategies here. For instance, you can see spelling. So when they have a problem understanding each other in terms of pronunciation, they spell, right? And here, very interestingly, the the Mandarin L1 speaker, Malaysian Mandarin L1 speaker, actually admitted that his pronunciation could actually be the problem, okay, but he doesn't get the word pronunciation correct. So the findings here, based on the two extracts that we can extract, uh, the two participants employed various communicative strategies that included the let it pass strategy, echoing the phrase, explicit correction, and spelling the word. Right? So these strategies are actually quite different if you look at it within the second language acquisition framework. And both the extracts actually showed, and actually the most of the data showed that there were no uneasy moments or a complete breakdown in communication between the two participants. In both the extracts, the participants actively use communicative strategies and work together to complete the task in a very calm and positive atmosphere. So participants were adept at using communicative strategies that involve phonological variation to overcome miscommunications. There were seldom awkward moments or a complete breakdown in communication in the task that were carried out, even when the Chinese L1 speaker actually admitted that his pronunciation could be actually a problem in getting across the message, but the Malay L1 speaker actually played it down and said, no, it's okay, okay. And the conversation continued in a very smooth manner. Both the participants cooperated with each other to complete the task via the use of various communicative strategies. These strategies eased their interactions and helped them complete the task. There were no instances of overt irritation or correction among the participants. Okay. So in conclusion, the participants were able to use various communicative strategies to interact, clarify information, repeat information, rephrase information, etc. The findings in this study correspond with previous studies that showed participants in ELF interactions displaying a high level of cooperation and mutual understanding in terms of encouraging each other when exchanging information. Learners should be encouraged to develop these type of strategies so that they can interact with their partners as well as develop